Hi everyone, happy Friday. Here's some of us heading your way tonight. Your news at 9. Snow is melting, still around though, of course. Going to see how tow truck drivers have been lending extra hands to people in need.
A winter disaster in Texas leading to a debate about infrastructure. I'm Lauren Blanchard in Washington. Why there are calls now for Congress to pass a massive bill by this summer.
We're learning more about what it's taking to reschedule a mass vaccination clinic for 1,000 people. I'm Zach Dodge with all the different puzzle pieces that need to come together. Coming up.
Doug Heddy has weather. Jacob Leonard has sports. This is KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Jordan Abby. Less than ideal road conditions continue to cause slide-offs across the 4-state area. KOAM's Bronte Sorotsky took a ride with a tow truck driver who many times puts his life on the line to rescue others.
Robert Gooch was looking for a change in his life and decided to make the switch from working in telecommunications to being a tow truck driver.
I absolutely love it.
Robert's only been doing this for about 4 years. As a driver, he just wants everyone to stay safe, especially with recent winter weather.
It's just coming up on one where, dead intersection, and the lady had unfortunately, lost traction on ice and went head first down into a ravine. Thankfully, she walked away from it, but quite literally had to take the car up vertically just to get it out of the hole.
Even Robert still gets nervous driving in these conditions and says the part that makes his job hard has been dealing with other drivers. We
had an instance roughly 2 years ago. 2 o'clock in the morning, lights are flashing off every, mile marker within eye shot, and had a gentleman hit the back of our truck at 80 miles an hour. Thankfully, everybody walked away safe, but it's just another issue of pay attention, get over.
Robert's dedicated to his job and knows his life is at risk every day.
It does make you kind of think a little bit, this could be my day, it could not, but it's just one of them things. There's people out there that need your help, and that's what tow drivers, not just locally, but across the country, are doing. They're going out there, they're helping people, they're putting their lives at risk.
All they ask for is people to be cautious and courteous to give them the room they need to save lives. In Joplin, Bronte Sorotsky, KOAM News.
Gooch wants to remind people to slow down and move over whenever possible so he and his fellow tow truck drivers can continue to save lives. A boil water advisory is lifted for Neosho County, Kansas. That advisory was put in place initially after a loss of pressure. Since then, the KDHE says recent water samples from Rural Water District 4 found no contamination. Mr. Doug Heddy is joining us now with our first look at the forecast. So nice to get sunshine today. Sunshine without snow showers, sunshine without freezing rain, just pure sunshine, Doug Heddy.
Yeah, we almost made it to freezing. We made a run at it. We started at 2 degrees, but we hit 30, which 30 felt pretty good for us today. Average high, though, was 52 degrees, so still 22 degrees below where we should be for this time of the year. Some clouds have rolled in throughout the evening hours, and we're going to have partly cloudy skies for us tonight. Nothing underneath the clouds, but I do think we're going to get some fog building in here, so be careful as visibilities may drop. Temperatures, they're cold, sitting 22 to about 25 degrees. We'll drop back into the upper teens later on tonight, but not much of a wind chill. Thankfully, it feels like 15 to about 20 across the region. We'll drop back to 18. We're going to have some morning fog, 27 by 9, 36 by noon, and a high temp of 41 degrees, so quite a bit warmer for us even tomorrow. Of course, we're going to break down the whole forecast for you here in just a bit.
All right, Doug, thanks so much. A week of energy blackouts in Texas has the nation's infrastructure in the spotlight once again. President Biden says he wants to make it a top priority for his administration, but it's of course up to Congress to pass the funding needed to improve everything from the nation's roads and rails to energy and water systems. Fox News correspondent Lauren Blanchard is in D.C. with more.
This is a mess that should have been avoided.
For the last week, frigid temperatures have gripped the South. Dozens have died as their homes were left without power and water in Texas.
They decided not to winterize our plants, so everything is failing.
Pipes have burst and energy systems have failed to keep up.
This is something that our infrastructure is not accustomed to it.
President Biden says he will try to visit the Lone Star State, but not while they're still trying to restore utilities.
They're working like the devil to take care of their folks. If, in fact, it's concluded that I can do it without creating a burden for the folks on the ground while they're dealing with this crisis, I plan on going.
Earlier in the week, President Biden met with labor leaders to campaign for his coronavirus American Rescue Plan. He also spoke about the need to revamp the nation's infrastructure.
We are so far behind the curve.
In a letter to lawmakers, a coalition spearheaded by the U.S. Chamber of Commerce said a major bill is needed to repair and update infrastructure in America. They want a bill to create jobs, address climate change, promote responsible policies, improve federal project approvals, and address the digital divide.
Are we going to do what it takes to remain the greatest country in the world or not? And our infrastructure reflects an example of how Americans have been expected to settle for less.
The coalition is calling on Congress to pass a massive bill by July 4th. They say it will help the economy and improve the American way of life. In Washington, Lauren Blanchard, Fox News.
A new state of emergency, this one over blood supplies. The Community Blood Center of the Ozarks says there's been a loss of almost 1,000 potential donations.
We had a lot of cancellations on blood drives, schools canceled, businesses, churches canceled. So therefore, we don't have those units of blood coming in. Therefore, that puts us in emergency status.
You can donate blood at the Joplin Donor Center inside Joplin's North Park Mall. Joplin officials are rescheduling a mass vaccine clinic, but the whole thing is still frustrating for at least one Joplin resident. A clinic that would have delivered second doses of coronavirus vaccines to 1,000 residents had to be canceled, of course, because of the winter weather. The city says they're getting closer to having a date, but a resident is frustrated with how the situation is being handled in the first place. KOAM Zach Dodge has this story.
71-year-old Joplin resident Kurt Zuschek was one of 1,000 residents to get their first dose of vaccine at the end of January.
I should be getting my second shot today.
But that's not happening because the mass vaccine clinic that would have gotten those to Zuschek and 999 others had to be canceled. He's frustrated though, saying he's getting mixed messages.
The head of the Joplin Health Department, Ryan, told me that he could not secure a venue and a date until he knew when the replacement vaccines were coming. Mm-hmm. However, one of the staffers in Governor Parsons' office said that they would not ship any replacement vaccine unless they knew there was a venue and a date secure.
Health Department Director Ryan Talkin says both are true, but it's a lot more complicated than it seems.
They're all dependent on each other, but they're not necessarily relying on each other. Just everything has to line up at the same time.
In simplified terms, the health department has to make sure the National Guard, a venue, volunteers, and the health department are all lined up before the state will reorder the vaccines. But he can't get the venue, the National Guard, or volunteers completely set in stone until they know when the vaccine shipment will be sent.
Because I don't want to schedule everybody before I have all of those confirmations, and then that would then trigger another cancellation if one of those were not in place. But we are confident that it is going to happen.
They're hoping to hear back from the state next week. Then they'll get the venue and everything else set in stone, as well as call residents like Zuschek to let them know about the new date.
I'm being told that the vaccine will come, and so it's just a matter of getting all of the different components all meshed together.
In Joplin, Zach Dodge, KOAM News.
Talkin also spoke about some confusion surrounding a small clinic the health department held today. He says those 27 doses of Moderna vaccine for that clinic came in before the worst of the weather hit. President Biden visiting a Pfizer factory in Michigan to spotlight COVID vaccine rollout efforts, which, as we've been hearing about, have been hampered somewhat this week by winter weather. Fox News correspondent Caroline Shively now reports from Washington.
After a one-day weather delay, President Biden toured a Pfizer factory on Friday and touted the nation's efforts to ramp up production and distribution of COVID vaccines.
The vaccines are safe. Please, for yourself, your family, your community, this country, take the vaccine when it's your turn and available.
Winter weather in parts of the U.S. had disrupted shipments of 6 million vaccine doses, totaling 3 days' worth of shots.
2 shipments of Moderna vaccines were expected to arrive in LA this week, were delayed due to the severe weather.
White House officials pledged they'll make up for the delays, and vaccination sites should be ready for the extra volume.
If we all work together, from the factory all the way to the vaccinators, we will make up for it in the coming weeks.
Meanwhile, some good news. New data indicates that Pfizer's vaccine can be stored for 2 weeks without the extremely cold temperatures now required. And the CDC reports drops in COVID cases, hospital admissions, and a slight decline in related deaths.
We continue to see a 5-week decline in COVID cases, with cases decreasing 69% in the 7-day average since hitting a peak on January 11th.
Also on Friday, President Biden told world leaders the U.S. would soon release $4 billion to help buy and distribute vaccines for low-income nations. In Washington, Caroline Shively, Fox News.
KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 takes this time to honor one of our 4-state heroes. Mario Nance has served in the U.S. Army ever since 2008. Native of Parsons, Kansas, Nance has been stationed over in Afghanistan, earning several awards. We are proud to thank and salute Mario Nance. He's tonight's 4-state hero. Doug Hetty's coming up next with a complete look at the forecast, and later, a Southwest Missouri basketball coach aiming for a career milestone. Gonna have those details in sports.
Well, of course, it turned out to be a pretty good Friday for us today. We made a run at the freezing mark. We didn't quite make it, 30 for an afternoon high, but we had quite a bit of sunshine across the region. Great shot of Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, Indigo is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, let's look down the road. We are going to get some patchy fog tonight. It could be a little bit of freezing fog, so if the trees look a little bit icy in the morning, it would be due to the fog. But some of the visibilities could drop a little bit. Rain chances on Sunday, so that's our next storm system. Also rain and possibly a little bit of snow as we head into Wednesday and Thursday. Not a big system, but something we'll watch. Of course, you can get my long-range forecast on my month-long blog, KOAM Newsnow.com. We have been in the deep freeze since Saturday the 6th. That was before the Super Bowl. Saturday was the day that we had the Arctic air that rolled in, and we've gone 13 days with temperatures below freezing, about roughly 312 hours, which is absolutely insane. But thankfully, by tomorrow, we're going to get at least above freezing. Not up to our average high, but at least we're heading in the right direction. Look at our lows this morning. Some of us below zero, -2 in Nevada, -2 in Pittsburgh, -1 in Fort Scott. Everybody else 2, 3, 4 degrees. We did go, made a run at 30. It did hit 32 in Neosho, 35 in Commerce, 40 in Jay, and then everybody else stayed in the upper 20s to near 30. Now we've dropped back, 26 Yates Center, 22 in Welch, 25 in Neosho, Lamar sitting at 22. Thankfully, the winds aren't very strong, so we don't have much of a wind chill. Makes it feel like it's 15 to about 20 degrees. We have had some clouds rolling through, nothing underneath the clouds, so we are staying dry. And we will as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. We're just going to have the fog. So not much is going on here. Our next storm system pulling into the Pacific Northwest. That system will start to affect us as we head into Saturday night and Sunday. So tonight's okay, just the fog. Temperatures upper teens. As we go into the daytime hours tomorrow, temperatures right around 40 to 41, which is really good compared to what we have seen. Still 10 to 12 degrees below where we should be, but much better than what we have seen. Clouds increase for us tomorrow night. We'll get a little bit of drizzle in here late. Temperatures will be hovering just at or above freezing, so I don't think we have to worry about freezing drizzle. And then light showers start to develop throughout the daytime hours on Sunday. These will push out Sunday night, and then on Monday we clear out. We see sunshine once again. Temperatures pretty good as we go into the upper 40s. Even Tuesday, we should press 60. We get a nice strong southerly wind. Then here comes that next system. Cold front shifts through, so we cool back down. And we're going to have some rain chances by the time we head into Wednesday. 41 tomorrow, 42 on Sunday, 49 on Monday, 58 on Tuesday. So a pretty big swing here over the next few days.
You know, you're talking about that cold stretch. Arguably, if the Chiefs would have won the Super Bowl, we wouldn't be in this mess.
Yeah, maybe they need to play the game again and see if we can get us out. Get us out of this little portal we're in.
It's been depressing, Doug. More ways than one, right?
Yep.
All right, we'll see you in a little
Absolutely.
bit. We'll see you in a little bit. Thank you. Coming up, vaccines bringing out the worst of some people.
From impersonating the elderly to stealing appointment cards, some folks are doing anything to get a COVID-19 vaccine. I'm Marianne Rafferty with more on how law enforcement are busting coronavirus scammers coming up.
The urge to vaccinate more Americans comes as more Americans are getting the urge to cheat the system. From selling fake face masks, testing kits and drugs, to stealing precious vials of the vaccine. Fox News correspondent Marianne Rafferty looks at the fraudulent activity surrounding this pandemic.
Across the country, law enforcement are busting coronavirus scammers. In Orange County, Florida, 2 women ages 34 and 44 impersonated senior citizens to try and get the vaccine. They wore bonnets, glasses, and gloves, trying to appear as old as possible. They almost got away with it, too. Both women were about to get their second shot before their charade was up.
We did have a valid CDC card, vaccination card. There were some issues with their IDs and their driver's license.
And in Polk County, Florida, 2 firefighters have been charged with vaccine theft. Their peers shocked.
Did you only have 3 brain cells?
In Washington, D.C., officials are telling folks to keep their appointment links private.
We've had examples of people who were in their 30s and 40s signing up to get vaccinated because somebody sent them a link and showed them how to get in.
Federal agents also revealed this week they've intercepted 10 million counterfeit face masks from across the country. Some of the fake 3M masks were sold to at least 5 states. Authorities are urging everyone to stay vigilant.
Beware of pharmaceutical product information with grammatical errors or misspellings, some indicia that they do not come from a legitimate business.
While officials say it is important to quickly distribute vaccines to help end the pandemic, many believe levels of vaccine fraud are likely to increase if health workers rush to administer shots. Marianne Rafferty, Fox News.
Just ahead, growing worry over what's being called cancel culture. Concerns about the power and influence of so-called internet mobs, individuals or groups ready to wreak havoc and unleash cancel culture with the click of a button. Fox News correspondent Mark Meredith looks at whether there's any adequate defense for you or your business.
Is the final rose tonight.
Bachelor host Chris Harrison is fighting for his career. Online activists called for Harrison's firing after he gave an interview to the show Extra, in which he did not immediately condemn a contestant who attended an antebellum party 3 years ago.
Is it a good look in 2018 or is it not a good look in 2021?
It's
because
not
there's a big
good
difference.
look ever.
Harrison has since apologized and stepped away from his hosting duties, but the controversy exposes a growing trend.
What we're seeing is a perfect storm of cancel culture. People are online all the time, and people are quick to be outraged.
Last year, Goya Foods faced boycotts, protests, and mass outrage online after its CEO voiced support for President Trump. Crisis communications experts say internet mobs move fast, catching most people off guard.
You can go from coasting along in your life to being under attack and fighting for survival, for your business, and in many cases actually facing physical threats.
Instagram influencer Kendall Jenner is being labeled a colonizer for launching a tequila company. Online, critics call it disrespectful to Mexican culture. But celebrities aren't the only ones facing Twitter tirades. Free speech experts say cancel culture has some Americans thinking twice about speaking out.
It does make people more careful about their words, which I think is a concern for open expression, free speech.
This week, California State Senator Melissa Melendez introduced legislation to protect against what she calls cancel culture discrimination. She's pushing for housing and employment protections for past political speech. PR experts tell us when it comes to internet mobs, there's really no one-size-fits-all solution for fighting back. Some clients are advised to stay quiet, others to speak up. It really all depends on the case, but experts say the issue is becoming more relevant by the day and has no end in sight. In Washington, Mark Meredith, Fox News.
All right, when we come back and meet this mail carrier who proves a point, when it comes to snow, it's fun for all ages. Your News at 9, back right after this. It's been a cold week to be a mail carrier, but one Louisville, Kentucky postal worker made sure to have a little fun. Look at that. Mailman's name is Taryn Gorey. On his way down the stairs from a front porch, he stops to do a cartwheel, as we saw earlier, and we're about to see again. Then plops down, as we just saw, to make a snow angel. I thought this was awesome. You know, let's be honest, there's so many depressing things in life, or things that can, if we let it to, depress us. And good for him for saying, you know what, I'm going to have fun with this snow. Good for him for doing that for himself, and good for him for hopefully inspiring other people to have fun as well. By the way, thank you so much to our delivery drivers here in the forested area. We really appreciate all you've been doing. All right, 30 more minutes, news, weather, and sports coming your way.
Wings and More in Joplin is one of many four-state restaurants that's seen a spike in deliveries with the recent cold weather. You'll learn what they're doing to make sure their drivers stay safe coming up.
The United Nations has had enough, telling countries they need to do more to protect the planet. I'm Kevin Cork in Washington with more on what we need to do to clean up our act. That's coming up.
Many four-state restaurants have seen a spike in those delivery orders. KOAM's Mike Mahoney spoke to a Joplin restaurant owner as well as a delivery driver about the increase in business and what they do to stay safe on those roads.
Andrew McKenzie is a Joplin delivery driver for multiple companies, and he says the recent cold weather has provided a big boost to his daily bottom line.
I do about 30.
Wow.
Yep. Between, delivering food, grocery shopping, little items, big items.
One of Andrew's Friday stops was at Wings and More in Joplin. And owner Vicki Jai says she's also seen a spike in four-staters requesting delivery.
The all-day sale, half our delivery.
Vicki says Wings and More has been making around 25 deliveries a day lately, a considerable jump from the summer months when they did around 10 a day. And Vicki even does deliveries herself in weather like this so her drivers don't get worn out.
Our drivers just take a turn. I don't want drivers drive all the time. They can get tired, and then you guys. So we every 2 days to get a new driver.
Vicki and Andrew both agree when it comes to delivery, safety always comes first.
I would take it slow. Know what you're doing before hitting the roads. It can be dangerous, so it's probably better to leave it to the professionals that enjoy and like driving in the weather.
I told them gotta be very careful, keep distance. You cannot see. Get closer to the car.
In Joplin, Mike Mahoney, KOAM News.
Both Andrew and Vicki say one major benefit to delivering food during this weather is more tips. The Ozark Center received the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline's 988 State Planning Grant. Ozark Center is going to collaborate with state leadership, suicide prevention experts, people with experience, and others to create a 988 implementation plan and support Lifeline's operational, clinic, and performance standards that allow access to care. And the number won't be fully implemented until 2022, and when that happens, Ozark Center officials say it's going to help provide some simplicity for people going through a very complex situation. All right, many of us are thankful that much of the snow is melting. Hopefully much more is going to melt this weekend. But some kids today took advantage of a few last chances for fun. KOAM photojournalist Ty Parks visited Mercy Park in Joplin.
I was able to finish up my online school to come out here and enjoy the day. I like the adrenaline when you go fast and when I jump it because I can feel, I'm gonna hit it, that I'm coming up to the jump, but I never can feel like the aftermath of the jump. Probably just having fun with my family and sledding down the giant hill.
Yes! Oh, that was smooth.
I get this adrenaline rush that makes me feel like I'm just unstoppable. And I like the rush.
So many memories there. That's awesome. All right, then there's this. The world is dying and we're going down with it. That warning coming from a United Nations report which says global temperatures are rising, businesses are poisoning the earth, and millions of people and animals are paying the ultimate price. Fox News correspondent Kevin Cork has more on what the UN says we must immediately do before it's too late and how cloning could become a popular way to boost at-risk animal populations.
We're destroying the planet, placing our own health and prosperity at risk.
The United Nations is taking a zero-tolerance approach to saving the planet, issuing a new report where for the first time, it's not simply asking, it's telling countries they need to do better.
For too long, we have been waging a senseless and suicidal war on nature.
The report focuses on multiple issues, including reversing climate change, reducing pollution, and saving animals from extinction. To solve these problems, UN officials say countries need to convert to eco-friendly forms of power and commit to agricultural and business techniques that don't destroy natural habitats.
You have to change the world's economy. You have to change the way we eat, we travel, we get our power, the way we value things.
Meanwhile, in an effort to save endangered species, scientists here in the U.S. are cloning them. This is Elizabeth Ann, a rare black-footed ferret native to North America. Scientists say she's the exact clone of a ferret who died 30 years ago. Experts hope to use cloning techniques to increase other animal populations at risk of becoming extinct. The UN report says pollution kills roughly 9 million people every year, and about 1 million animal species are currently on the verge of extinction. If rising global temperatures and pollution levels aren't addressed soon, authorities fear the death toll could rise even more. In Washington, I'm Kevin Cork, Fox News.
A bit later, royal changes.
Prince Harry and Meghan officially resigned from their royal duties. I'm Greg Palcott in London. That's my story. Coming up.
Well, of course, another cold day for us today, but warmer than yesterday. So we are going in the right direction. We've been slowly warming up over the past few days. Great live shot of Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Still, you can see the parking lots. A little snowy out there. We've melted off actually quite a bit. We had a snowpack of 11 inches at one time, actually about 10 inches. We got 11 inches, but we melted an inch off on Wednesday. It's down to about 5 or 6 inches now. So we are going in the right direction. We're going to melt a ton of it tomorrow. A little bit of freezing fog for us tonight. So if you, what that is just the moisture in the air. It freezes like on trees and stuff like that. But I think roads are going to be fine. But if you wake up in the morning and the trees look a little icy, that is why. Rain chances back in Saturday night into Sunday. Rain and snow chances on Wednesday and Thursday. This is a weak system, so it doesn't look like a big deal, but something we'll watch. Of course, you can get my long-range forecast on my month-long blog. That is KOAMNewsNow.com. All right, so 13 days we've been below freezing. Finally, we're going to break that streak as we work into Saturday. So that is something I think everybody's looking forward to. Look at the lows during the morning hours. -4 Independence we had, -1 Fort Scott, -2 in Pittsburgh, and then 0, 2s, and 3s. But we did warm up. Upper 20s to lower 30s earlier for us today. And now we're dropping back a bit. It's not bad. It's 27 in Iola, 20 in Commerce, 23 in Lamar. Yeah, that's cold, but compared to what we have seen, that's pretty good. Wind chill factor sitting in that 15 to 20 degree range, and those aren't going to go very low for us tonight as well. We have had some clouds kind of in and out of the region, but we're staying dry. There's nothing underneath the clouds. There's really nothing going on here in the Central Plains. We just have a weak little wave passing by that is producing some clouds. Next storm system rolls in Saturday night into Sunday. You can see it out by Vancouver, Portland, Seattle, the Pacific Northwest. That system will change our weather up by the time we head into tomorrow night and Sunday. Tonight, upper teens, 4 lows, partly sunny skies for us tomorrow. Look at our temps. Most of us upper 30s to lower 40s. A little bit cooler in our northern counties, but significantly warmer than what we saw today. Clouds increase tomorrow night. We may get a little bit of drizzle in here late, and then some on and off showers during the daytime hours on Sunday. This is going to be light, but at least we're talking about rain, not ice, not snow, just light showers. These exit Sunday evening, and then we break out, see clear skies, partly sunny skies by Monday. and even warmer by the time we head into Tuesday. Here comes that next system. On Wednesday, cold front slides through, and with it, we could get a few random showers, maybe a few snow showers. But again, it doesn't look like a big system, but something we'll keep our eyes on over the next few days. 41 tomorrow, 42 Sunday, 49 on Monday, near 60 on Tuesday. So a huge temperature swing.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be a great weekend.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, compared to last weekend, much better.
We'll tell you. Doug, thank you. Have a good weekend, man. All right, coming up in sports, the Southwest Missouri head coach aiming for a career milestone tonight. Plus, it's rivalry night number 2 for Colgan and Frontenac. Jacob Leonard joins us with those details next.
Well, tonight is rivalry night part 2 for Colgan and Frontenac. On the girls' side, the Raiders got the first meeting 54-41 back in January. Colgan trying to return the favor tonight and beat Frontenac at their place. Starting in the first, Hattie Pyle, top of the key. 3 is good. Raiders up 2. Then Sydney Frankenberry in the corner. Raiders push the lead to 8 after 1. To the second quarter now, Colgan responds. Riley Root rebound and the foul. Panthers pulled it within 4. Later, Heather Arnett gets the pass off the steal all the way down for the short jumper. Raiders up by just 1 at half. In the third quarter, dish goes out to Frankenberry in the corner. She gets another 3. Frontenac holds Colgan to only 4 in the third. They would get the 12-point win, 51-39. To the boys' game now, Frontenac aiming for its 7th win in the last 8 games. First quarter, Mario Mangini pulling up on the move. Raiders up 2. And Austin Parrish out on the wing. He gets the 3 to fall in. Raiders open on a 9-3 run. Later on in the quarter, Ty Gates drives and the foul. Colgan down 7. To the second, Michael Doria, triple from the far side. Raiders push the lead to 11. Frontenac gets the sweep. They win this one 55-25. The Macaulay girls are at home tonight against Bruneau, playing for the 2nd straight night. And for head coach Mike Howard, it's a shot at a career milestone. The Macaulay Warriors welcome in the Bruneau Wildcats with head coach Mike Howard aiming for his 100th win at Macaulay.
Be disciplined. Let's go.
In the first quarter, Kaylee Teeter connects on the corner 3. She scores a team-high 17.
Good. That's what I'm talking about. Good job. Good job.
Still in the first, Kennedy Dury, good from the top of the key. Warriors lead by 10 going to the second.
That was a great finish to that quarter. Okay, that's all you got to do is get in passing lanes, or get deflections, create turnovers, push the ball in transition.
Right before half, Dury beats the first quarter buzzer. Dury gets 16 on the night.
Great shot, Kennedy. Good job. Great shot. Good job.
They would close it out. Glyza DeMasso scores with the foul in the fourth. Warriors go on to win it 46-25. Coach Howard gets his 100th win at Macaulay.
I've had, a lot of talented athletes that have come through, and, I hope that I've been able to put them in places to be successful, and I can only do so much, but they play the game, and so, I give all the credit to them for getting me here.
Thank you very much for everything you've done for us and for the school. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Well, it means a lot. We're a close-knit family here at this school, and, I'm very humbled by it. It was a shocker. I wasn't expecting everyone to know. I knew my wife was up to something, but I didn't know that everyone would know about it and have signs and everything. And so I'm very humbled by everybody, coming here tonight and supporting me and supporting our team.
Macaulay has already earned the number 1 seed and a first-round bye in the Class 1 District 7 playoffs. They'll play in the district semifinals next Wednesday. And that's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Prince Harry and Meghan officially not returning to their roles in the royal family. The couple confirming to Queen Elizabeth II they will step away from their work. Fox News senior foreign affairs correspondent Greg Pelcott has more.
Megxit is now official. Buckingham Palace confirming Friday Prince Harry and Meghan will not return as working members of the royal family. The announcement comes days after they revealed they're expecting their 2nd child. As part of the split, honorary military appointments and royal patronages held by the couple will be returned to the Queen and redistributed to working family members. The palace releasing a statement saying, in part, quote, "While all are saddened by their decision, the Duke and Duchess remain much-loved members of the family."
The Queen has to stick by the absolutely clear nature of serving the public, and that is not to personal advantage for herself or for any member of her family.
The decision follows a 12-month review of the couple's plans to step back as senior members. Harry and Meghan announced last January they would work to become financially independent while still serving Queen Elizabeth II.
The Queen took the view that it was not going to be possible to deliver what the Duke and Duchess of Sussex wanted.
A spokesperson for the pair says, quote, "The Duke and Duchess of Sussex remain committed to their duty and service to the UK and around the world, and have offered their continued support to the organizations they have represented, regardless of official role." The couple will keep the Duke and Duchess of Sussex titles. Harry remains sixth in line to the throne. In London, Greg Palcott, Fox News.
Gotta check out the trailer for a new Mortal Kombat movie, Hollywood Nation, coming your way. A music legend turns down an honor. An Oscar winner brings her book to life. Here's a look at the latest in the Hollywood Nation with Fox's Ashley Dvorkin.
These are your champions.
It's game on for a popular franchise. Solway gets the movie treatment, and a country legend makes a request in the Hollywood Nation. Dolly Parton asks Tennessee lawmakers to not place a statue of her likeness on Capitol grounds in Nashville. A bill proposed by a representative to erect the figure in honor of her contributions to the state passed earlier this month, but the 75-year-old superstar turned down the accolade. In a statement released on social media, the singer thanks the legislature. However, she requests they remove the bill from any and all consideration, and adds, "Given all that is going on in the world, I don't think putting me on a pedestal is appropriate at this time." Lupita Nyong'o is re-teaming with Netflix. The streaming giant is turning the Oscar winner's best-selling children's book Solway into an animated musical film. It follows a young Kenyan girl who learns to embrace her dark skin and the nature of true beauty. This is the second time Nyong'o has worked with Netflix to promote the publication. She read the story on the Bookmarks TV series last September. The actress is on board to produce the movie. And Warner Brothers releases the trailer to the upcoming reboot of Mortal Kombat. The film is an R-rated live-action modern adaptation of the iconic video game franchise, which will include many beloved characters. It premieres in theaters and on HBO Max April 16th.
The fate of Earth is in our hands.
In Hollywood, Ashley Dvorkin, Fox News.
And that's our time for tonight. Thanks so much for joining us. Going to leave you with video of a cub named Couscous getting to know his mother at a zoo in Poland. Isn't that sweet? Have a great, safe weekend. Do this all again tomorrow. Goodbye, snow. The majority of it anyway. See you then.